Okay, everybody, welcome back to DeadbyOCE. Tonight we have some very interesting games in our amateur division, starting out with Inferno versus Neverland, a best of three for tonight. We have first up Inferno's pick of Cenobite, moving on to Neverland's pick of Spirit, and then a tiebreaker of Slinger. But as we load in here, we see Inferno, Toxic here from Inferno, loading in on the Cenobite with a pretty stock standard build, if I do say so myself. For Cenobite, we got the Impaling Wire add-on, as well as the Torture Pillar. Torture Pillar adds an extra 6 seconds of, very nice chain coming up from Toxic straight up. Very impressive, actually, and that's going to be slowing down Neverland quite a bit. What do you think about this matchup, Gunther?
This should be pretty fun, especially with the people watching this, as I know this is a pre-recorded game. So yeah, I'm pretty excited heading into this, as I'm not really casted a Cenobite set before, so this should be pretty interesting. And off with the first hit there on the main building, and I have no idea how to pronounce the name. Jake solving the box there at the 7th side of the map, and Toxic landing a very nice chain onto Quentin, leading into the down, I assume, and Quentin is making this very hard to get, but nevertheless, he goes down.
Yeah, very well played from Toxic, showing that he's very comfortable in the Cenobite. Very good chain placement from on his end, getting the down into Cheshire relatively easily, especially at main building. Main building can be very rough for Cenobite. Usually most teams, whenever the Cenobite starts to chase him, they want to make main building as soon as possible, as it is the safest place to loop a Cenobite. But as we get a hook here onto Cheshire, that's going to be the first pain res coming through. A very nice pain resonance spot, by the way, directly in front of main. This is exactly where you want to hook people as Cenobite, because this allows you as the Cenobite to send out your chains to nearby generators and harass survivors on them, just to buy you a little bit of time. And there's also that very small chance that when you attach a chain to someone, it was during a skill check, which will then regress the generator by that 10%. But I think we're just going to be seeing Toxic here confirm possibly a death onto Cheshire, and hopefully using his power a bit more to sort of harass generators around the map.
Yeah, and Smonk here, I think he knows best about the Cenobite, as if some of you don't know, he is a very good Cenobite. He is actually P100, so if that matters to you guys. And Toxic here, unfortunately letting them save this, but opting to go for the tunnel, pretty smart choice. Barely missing that chain onto Cheshire, going towards the 12th side of the map. Do they have anything here to work with? Not so much, but they do have this little building to maybe, how do you say, break the chains. But yeah, running into the open, getting chained, and they are able to make it to the main building though, which is a very crucial part in holding a good chase. Enough for them to pop maybe 2-3 gens for this chase. And Toxic, they're opening that door earlier, leading into a pretty rough spot and having to leave the chase on the main building. As you can see, he's not too happy about this, shaking that camera, but going to the 5 side of the map, maybe trying to get a chase, but looks like Neverland is in a very good position here, as oh, never mind, I think they have been spotted, one of them. I don't know who that is, but Toxic going for the chase.
Yeah, Toxic going to be chasing a chase. I believe
Wait.
this was the Claudette Owl, but I think he might have lost her, actually. Instead of opting to go back to main building. Now, we did see earlier that he did opt to drop Cheshire, as they made it very deep into main building, and it takes a very long time to catch up a Cenobite on main building, because it's very difficult to use your power around main building, especially the second floor here with all these balconies. Sometimes your chains can break and clip through the floor, but he does find what looks to be Cheshire's trail, opting to instead drop the blood trails, which was our injured Quentin then, to confirm the second stage, opting instead to play for Freshers, which in hindsight I do think is probably a smarter idea, and a very nice chain, and also Impaling Wire getting huge value onto our friend Wiz here, playing on the ace. But Toxic is going to need to have very short chases.
Oh no!
Just missing that swing by the skin of his teeth. That's going to allow Ace to get another loop out of Shaq, actually opting to run away from Shaq and run over to his fellas. Toxic, another missed chain. Sometimes it just doesn't go your way, but Neverland, a very inexperienced team in terms of the competitive scene in our amateur division. I don't think they've actually got a set win here yet, and so far, it's looking pretty damn good for them. This is Inferno Spirit, and Neverland kind of smashing it. We have a good gen pressure across the map. It could be a little better, but so far, so good with the gen pressure. But I think Toxic might really need to play super hard, go for his freshers. It looks like he's struggling to find
Where
a
did...
slow...
Oh, there he is.
There we go, he's found him. But he's going to get his pain res here onto the ace, and then hopefully try and find his other freshers, because that's a really important thing he needs to do. He needs to get his fresh hooks, because at this point in time, you can't really go for a tunnel or a camp. You need to play for points, and I think that's exactly what Toxic is going to be doing here.
Yeah, and I'd just like to point out, look at these gens, man. Damn, it is a 4-gen here, and very, very early save. I'm not too sure about that, but Jake being able to avoid those chains, but still very unlucky RNG getting caught and dying on the shack pallet. Will there be someone here for the pallet save? No, I don't think so. And going back to the hook at the 3 side. No, actually going for the basement hook. I'm not too sure about this, but we will see. Maybe Toxic is cooking up a little plan here by himself, and actually a pretty decent 3-gen on the shop side of the map here.
Yeah.
We'll see. And oh my god, that is actually a lot of progress, and quite unfortunate, I assume, auto aim there. And getting those chains on the ace though, maybe be able to close out this chase, but no. Ace, excellent pathing, making it to the this 4-lane at 3 here, but quite unlucky getting caught on those chains. And still though, we haven't seen anyone going in for the save onto Aisha there. So as I say that,
doing the... Whoops, sorry to cut you off. Continue.
actually pretty interesting that they saved it pretty late, but pretty good coordination so far from Cheshire, solving the box, coming for their teammates to go for the save into on basement. And I have no idea what is going on here. There are 3 people out in the open and giving too many tags. This is not good at all for Neverland. From a winning position into a losing position yet again, like the start of the game here. And actually losing Cheshire there a little bit, but I think there's a little bit of a clue on where they are. And yeah, catching up, landing that chain, probably going to be closing out this chase pretty soon if Cheshire does not have any more pallets.
Yeah, he's going to be needing to get this down pretty quick on Cheshire, but I think he's realized that he can't afford to chase Cheshire here. He needs to go for one of his 2 pain reses. Now, he did hook Jake earlier, but Jake was not hooked on a pain res hook. He was hooked at the basement instead, which I do think was a little bit of a misplay. I think when you're down to your last 2 or 3 generators, getting those pain reses is much more important than getting a basement hook. And he could have potentially hooked on a pain res within his 3-gen. Now, because we're spectating, we can't see where his pain reses are, but we know he has a pain res in front of the main building, which is right next to his 3-gen. So I think maybe hooking in the basement was a bit of a misplay, and I think this is an incredible misplay. You should not be teleporting here onto someone that is worth bugger all points. Probably should have stayed in the 3-gen.
Yeah, and like you said, actually very, very good chain though. Teleporting to someone outside of his 3-gen, but I think Toxic here is a step ahead of them, zoning Quentin here back into his 3-gen. And yeah, probably trying to end this chase around maybe at the very least, at the shack side of the map, or the shack, and actually not opting to chases. This is pretty interesting. Toxic has to commit to someone here. Maybe try to get a pain res onto Jake. Maybe wasn't been hooked yet. Maybe I think Claudette, but yeah, he's not spotting out anyone. Oh wait, and as I say that,
oh no!
Oh my god, that is very good gen pressure. Toxic, I think, getting a little bit nervous as, you know, he might have let his team down, but I would not beat myself up too much over that, as, you know, considering the start, the misplay on the tunnel there, it all led up to this.
Yeah, Neverland really cranking away at the gens, punishing Toxic's indecisiveness to really commit to anything.
Yeah.
He needed to just commit to a chase, get it down, and he does find Owl, who I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Gunther, this is his last fresh hook, so he really needs to get this down and then just camp it to get for the most points. But at this point in time, it's looking like a 3-stage, no, sorry, maybe a 6-stage 3 fresh game, because he's got it down onto Wiz, but Owl, maybe
excellent
really realizing where the gates are, and that was a fantastic chain from Toxic. But all these chains have been really good, but his decision-making has just not really been up to par, and I think that's resulted in Neverland being able to really punish his mistakes, and looks like they're going to be getting 2 out the door here. This is a bit scuffed from Neverland. I think maybe they could have done a couple of heal techs here and tried. No, maybe it was too far away, but overall, fantastic play from Neverland, really showing up today, and we're going to be able to see what their killer brings to the table if they're able to meet a pretty decent win con. Like, I feel like if you're Neverland Cenobite, you've got to be going into this set pretty happy with your Survivor's performance. I think this is absolutely winnable for Neverland, and they have a pretty good shot to take this home. And we see Claudette nearly getting the hatch there, right on top of it too, which is insane, but Toxic very luckily getting this last fresh, which I think will take us to for fresh 8 stage, which is not terrible. I think that's beatable for Neverland. What do you think, Gunther?
I'd say that's a pretty average result, and I'd like to point out very, very good recovery there from Toxic, getting that extra 4 stages, making it a possible win condition for his Survivor team here. And yeah, we will be back with you guys in a little bit to see if the Cenobite of Neverland will be able to meet this win con. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all are having a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever or whatever time it is for you guys right now. And we're going to be seeing Wizzy Blizzy here. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but we're going to be seeing them try to meet this win condition of 4 fresh 9 stages, I believe. And actually, I don't think they heard the box. And going back to the box, this is a very, very good start for them, getting the box pretty early and seeing the survivors as well. Not in a particularly good spot, I think. I'm actually not too sure about this. Smok, what about you? If you were a Cenobite, you found the box pretty early and the survivors are in a similar situation, how would you feel?
I'd be pretty damn happy to see 2 people away from main building. That just sounds like a free tag for me before we even get to main building. And it looks like M going to be making a pretty critical mistake and not running straight to main building. She had a pretty good path to just haul ass straight to main, especially during a chain hunt. You don't want to be outside of main building. And I think, unfortunately, M's pathing here is going to allow Wiz to get it down. But he's opting to actually leave M, which I really don't agree with. If you're Cenobite, you want to take as many chases outside of main as possible, because main is your enemy. Main is the devil, the spawn of Satan. And he's going to be fighting both Toxic and I think that's Noob 6 as well over here at 9. And a couple of misplays coming out from Wiz. Wiz missing a chain as well. Very nice dodge from our friend Toxic on the Claudie here, looking for a bit of revenge after his Cenobite game. And he wants to absolutely make up for it. And a very ambitious swing from Wiz. Don't know about that one, man, but we'll see how this goes. Could be a bit of a comeback and a good effort of Wiz once again, but Toxic really showing that he's very confident in chase against the Cenobite. Fantastic plays from him.
Yeah, Toxic overall just showing that he has very, very good micro, despite his a little bit of indecisiveness, as he is a very new player to competitive Dead by Daylight, but taking this chase onto main building, getting window faked and not getting that tag, quite unfortunate for Wiz here, and swinging yet again for Noob 6, trying to get that tag but not getting it and opting to leave to the 7th side of the map instead, where their 3-gen is, and finding out Toxic yet again. Maybe Toxic might be able to juice, but will this result in a hit? Oh, and it does. Wow, I believe that's the female vaults issue that's currently happening right now, and oh no, the chain going into basement. That must be rough for Wiz.
Yeah, getting a Shack Powered out the way though with 4 gens ain't the worst thing in the world. He has got a lot of tags. He's sort of playing the slow game, and looks like he's trying for a bit of a hit and run spell. He's just going for tags, and demonic spawning out of nowhere. A little bit confused maybe about the Cenobite's position, but spotty comms on Inferno's end. We just see M getting reset somewhere on the map as well. So I think Inferno have gone, okay, well, we nearly got a chain hunt up. Everyone's edge. We need to slow it down a bit, reset, rethink our strategy a little bit maybe. But it looks like Wiz is going to be trying to commit to demonic. A very ambitious chain.
Did they find the box?
They did, but I think this is Demonic Freak. I don't think this is Noob 6. Oh, it is! Oh, no! Noob 6 not really aware of the Cenobite's position, and if you're Wiz, you want to commit to this chase. They are cornered, they're afraid, they have the box, and I think with a chain hunt, if you just get lucky, this is going to be a down and a chain hunt and a big swing, and we see the box in Wiz's hand for the second match today, for the second time this match today, with 2 injured people on the board. If you're Wiz, I think in this position, I don't want to camp. I want more. I want to get greedy. I want to go for pain resist. I want to go for these freshes while we have this chain on active. and I want to try and punish the survivors for the mistakes that they've made so far in this match. And
Yeah,
that's exactly what he's going to be doing.
yeah, I agree with you here. Doing that probably is the best, but that wasn't a pain res though, and Inferno here letting a injured survivor on main building get the box. Not sure about this decision, but Wiz opting to actually camp this as, is this a sort of a 5-gen on the bottom side of the map actually?
Yeah, they're pretty tight so far at the side of the map. You have a nice little cluster. You have the Gallows Gen 2 behind it as well. This one by Water Tab that you should keep an eye on. He's going to be trying to chain M, which I don't know about. I feel like if you're Wiz, you really want to go for tunnels and just try and get someone out of the game as soon as possible. Getting a little bit lost, it seems. A bit of a FOV take from Noob6. I don't know why Noob6 ran into the killer. If I saw the killer going after the unhook, I'd be a happy champ because that means I'm not getting tunneled, but Wiz is deciding that, no, okay, Noob6 has revealed himself to me, I'm going to commit to this tunnel, which is absolutely the play you want to do. Noob6 also doesn't have a pain res on him. Maybe our friend Wiz doesn't have very good pain res, they could all be down, by behind main or some absolute shithole area on the other side of the map. And
oh my god, what was that?
Very generous hit. I think there's a sniper perched on the top of the Dog Saloon, striking down our friend Noob6, but I'm really hoping for Neverland's sake that this is going to be a pain resonance.
Yeah, that was a pretty wacky hit, I'm gonna be completely honest, and yeah, that is a pain res. If I were Wiz here, I'd probably go for Toxic and Demonic, and then maybe leave M for the end game. As you know, they brought the pain res, so I mean they're not completely out of the game yet, even if anything happens. And we spot out Toxic actually, very, very good patience, probably gonna get rewarded by it, and pre-dropping that pallet, unfortunately getting hit over the pallet. And yeah, this is also in the 3-gen, so Inferno not in a very good spot at all.
Yeah, it's looking to fall apart for Inferno. Our friend Wiz already has 2 freshes on the board. That's going to be another pain res in his 3-gen as well.
Yeah.
It's looking really good for Neverland and really bad for Inferno. Inferno resetting Ellen Ripley, our friend Noob6. And I think Wiz is just going to opt to just sit here. He has a nice tight 3-gen here, a very good 3-gen. He can regress all the gens, he can watch him regress, he can camp Toxic probably to death, honestly, as the survivors work the other gens, and then with Noah in his back pocket, he can secure the final points he needs to just really lock out this set and bring the win home for Neverland.
Yeah. Actually, look at these gens. He can just stand on gallows stairs, chain everyone, and just be good. And Noob6 are going in for the trade. I'm not too sure about this actually, as I think they are Death Hook, right?
Yeah, the Noob6 is Death Hook, and this trade is going to put Inferno in a 3v1 at 3 gens, which is not what you want, like, in the slightest.
Yeah, especially with 2 injured, recently solving the box, so Wiz has a vague idea of where they might be, maybe where they are gonna reset. And I think Wiz here opting to just take it easy, kick gens, go for the regression, and then when Inferno have reset, then they'll just do their thing, maybe go for chases. And is that Toxic on 5 there actually injured? Not too sure about this, and yeah, it is. This is this might be a misplay, and considering that, oh no, Wiz, you're not gonna hit that one, my friend. But maybe their interesting internet just now will prove us wrong, and yeah, getting that down, probably gonna try to greet for a hook at maybe 7, and
yeah.
Ooh, actually, they will be able to make it to 6. Not the best, but still, this is a hook inside or the area of the 3-gen here. So this is just spiraling like, oh my, they actually popped gallows. This is actually looking good again for Inferno. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. If I were them, I'd probably have Demonic sit on 5 and then M go for save, but who knows? They are obviously thinking of a plan. And actually, wait, we spot out Demonic next to the hook. I'm not too sure about this actually, as he is one of the pain reses and not going for the swing this time, and going for the chain and hitting the little part and going back to hook, trying to tunnel maybe Toxic. And Actually, we have not noticed something, which is the chain hunt's about to begin, actually. So, not a very good spot at all for Inferno, considering
No,
that
chain hunter.
Toxic, like, doesn't have too many pallets around here. And Wiz going for a little bit of a mind game, eventually getting in the, another weird hit, but yeah, Inferno
Yeah,
solving the
maybe.
box. And I actually don't know about this. Maybe they could clutch it out.
I mean, in a 2v1 at one gen, you gotta hope that M is just cranking away at one of these gens, maybe 5, maybe somewhere down at 9, but I don't think these gens had enough progress for M to actually pop them, and even then, you
Yeah.
got 2 dead. All you need to do now is just, I think if you get Demonic on a hook and just kill him, you've won. But even then, if you're Wiz, you could probably just slug him and then go for the other one. But as long as there's no fresh bleed outs, God forbid, I think Neverland are in a pretty strong position to take this set home, as I think their first set win all
Yeah.
season, which is huge for them. Super happy for them because they've been kind of on the struggle bus a bit. Neverland not really finding their footing very well, but being able to win Inferno's pick, they might even be able to take the whole series if they play out of their mind in the next 2 sets. But as we say, that Wiz going to be finding M at Water Tower, breaking the power and sort of zoning M a little bit away, but M using her life to get further into the map. Wiz,
Oh.
nobody. That sniper's out of ammo on the top of Dead Dog alone. None of those vulgar hits, man. Oh my god, he got another one. Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my.
But anyway, he's going to be committing to M as she
What?
runs down into the 3 gem. We see Demonic over to the right doing the box in the open. Doesn't give a fuck. But I think if you're Wiz, you're in a pretty good spot. I think that box off from Demonic, it might actually not be a great idea because he's going to be able to slug M and has a pretty decent idea of where
Oh my
Demonic's
god,
going
what is
to be
happening?
stealthing, and Wiz needs to be a bit more patient with these hits. I think Gunther, he's kind of just swinging for the wind and just praying that his
Oh
friend on top of
no.
Deadlock Saloon snipes him down. And a really unfortunate miss dodge chain on the side of Wiz, but M playing very well, ducking that chain, and fantastic plays from her around what was a pretty bad pallet, all things considered, and lasts pretty
Yeah,
long. So well played to M.
definitely. That was around like a solid 20-30 seconds on probably the worst pallet in the Dead Dog Saloon here. Aside from maybe that one that could spawn that Wiz just passed there, right outside a shack. And if M just dies here, then that is the set win for Neverland. Probably very, very good for the morale, and barely not popping that generator. That must hurt from Inferno, especially considering that Toxic actually got a decent result on the Cenobite, and here they are in a very, very bad position. And Demonic running into Wiz here. I don't think that is the play, but Wiz opting to go for M instead on the 7 side of the map here with barely any pallets left, as you know, her teammates probably used most of them in their early game chases. And yeah, this is just another down and probably the win for Neverland.
Yeah, I think with M going over to Deathhook here now, I think if I was in this situation, I probably would have chased Demonic at main building. I know main building is kind of crap, but oh, we actually see
Oh,
5 gen pop, which I think now Wiz just kind of has to camp M to death to secure the set win. But I think he's instead just going to opt to try and chase down Demonic just to really, you know, secure that win. Because as soon as you hook Demonic, that's GG. That's all 4. That's all 4 fresh hooks, and then you got 9 stages, and that's the big W. But Wiz, I think, is a bit nervous. Maybe just wants to confirm the kill on M. It might be a bit safer. But finding Demonic running to main, maybe Demonic wanting to try and loop around main a bit and then rotate the hatch to get that out. But I think this is just
yeah.
going to be the win for Neverland, Gunther. But as we say that, let's see what our friend Wiz here can do.
Oh my.
Sniper, get down! Jesus Christ!
What? I guess they're not out of ammo. Maybe they reloaded just before you spoke. And yeah, that was a very weird hit
You know?
from Wiz there. And
Yeah, absolutely vulgar. Jesus Christ.
yeah, just
Alright.
I have no words, but yeah, Neverland, they have taken Inferno's pick of Cenobite, so yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting for Inferno, as they'll be moving on into Neverland's pick of Spirit with, I believe, let me check real quick, Aisha on the Spirit. I've never seen them play before, so I am pretty curious on how that will turn out, and we will know after a pretty quick break.
Welcome back to the second set of the Inferno versus Neverland matchup. We did see Neverland just before take the Cenobite set out of Inferno's hands with a pretty impressive display from Neverland survivors and a decent capitalization from Wiz onto Inferno's mistakes during the Cenobite set. But as we load into now to the second set of Spirit, which is Neverland Spirit, we're going to be seeing Aisha on the Spirit. I don't think I've seen Aisha play a Spirit before, so I'm pretty excited about this. In terms of the build, we see something pretty standard. Eruption, Pop, Corrupt, No-Ed with the two designated add-ons for the Spirit on here on the Wrecker's Yard. And I think this is the exact same matchup we saw previously on the Cenobite set, although we do see someone swapped out for Mitch, who will be playing Zarina. What do you think about this set so far, Gunther?
Nothing much, but I'd like to point out Inferno have very good stealthing out almost half of the corrupt intervention here, and I'd like to point out as well, Aisha did not opt to bring Sloppy here, which is a pretty interesting pick, but just playing it a bit safe with that no one escapes death. So yeah, it should be interesting, and Inferno still have not shown a single trace of any of their members. So yeah, this is looking pretty nerve-wracking for Aisha here, especially if you are on a killer like Spirit who relies on I think a decent start. I'm not too sure about that, as you know, I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't really play her, but I'm just speaking like that. And yeah, only 30 seconds left of the corrupt and still no clues as to where any of Inferno are. This is looking pretty rough for Aisha.
Yeah, it's not looking great for Neverland so far, but we do see Chase being taken onto M just as Corrupt's about to close out. I don't play a lot of Spirit myself, so I'm not really too keen on like the Spirit meta or anything like that, but getting hit onto M here just without using any resources is honestly huge for Aisha, but I dare say we're going to be seeing Shackpower drop instantly. Is this an FTP coming out from Toxic onto M? And that is. This means that Aisha's going to have to switch her commit onto Toxic, and no, actually going to be going onto M, maybe just losing Toxic there in the model of scratch marks. And we're going to be seeing 2 injured survivors now on the board, and with no Sloppy Butcher, that's not going to be that meaningful, but I do think it's a pretty safe bet for Aisha to bring Noed as a Spirit nowadays with the new balancing and everything that's been going on, as well as the change in Spirit's add-ons. We have seen Spirit get lower stages more often. There's not as many Spirit Walkers. A very close hit from Aisha onto M there, but M barely making that power, and you're going to be extending the chase, and honestly, I dare say by the time this chase ends, we might be seeing 1 or 2 gens pop, Gunther.
Yeah, and M with a very good chase, especially against a killer like Spirit here, and very good 50-50 win, buying enough time for Inferno to pop maybe 2 or 3 generators for her chase here, and very good patience. Maybe a pallet save play, who knows? And no, not a pallet save, just losing out on the pallet 50-50, and we see the first generator pop there, and yeah, Aisha with pop and eruption going to go over to the 11 side of the map, I believe. My team does not really use the OCE comms, so I'm kind of just guessing, and yeah, applying those perks onto the gen here, and they're actually in a pretty decent spot. Look at this. This is a kind of a 4 gen combined with Shack. And yeah, with little to no progress as well. So yeah, this is looking good so far for Aisha.
Yeah, I think if you can just keep hooks at this side of the map, you're in a pretty good spot to maybe try and get a 4K one if Inferno makes some mistakes here and there, and you play pretty well. Aisha so far showing that they're pretty good with the Spirit, pretty comfortable with their power and all that. Going to be taking the tunnel onto M, as we all know. Getting a survivor out as soon as possible in any game is the best thing you can do. And a very quick down to M. Well, unfortunately, I think see her hitting second stage very quickly, which certainly is a shame. But that being said, M did die away from the gens that Aisha wanted to try and keep her around, which is huge. As we all know, dying in proper spots is a very integral part of competitive Dead by Daylight. You can't be dying next to gen rays that you're trying to complete, and you don't want the killer to be patrolling, because that just gives them no reason to leave. They have a survivor that they camp within their 4-gen on their hook, kill them, as well as keep an eye on the closest generators, securing a high stage win con. But as we said, that Aisha going to be opting to leave the hook, going to come up here, pop a gen, erupt it, maybe then phase back to the hook and try and confirm the kill onto Aisha. We do see the unhook happening. Our FTP player Toxic is still injured, so we won't be seeing a 4 of the people coming through, but maybe if Inferno's lucky, they do see see a very nice plays from Inferno here.
Yeah, being able to will make it M there, allowing her to potentially stealth out Aisha here. Aisha trying to look for M, but not getting any traces of her. And wait, we actually end up spotting out Toxic running into the
That's always the
killer
thing.
there. A little bit lost, but this is not the tunnel out. And this is, I also believe, the dead hard and decisive strike player here for Team Inferno. So if I were Aisha, I would be very, very careful in tunneling this person out.
Yeah, I think if you actually want to find Em as soon as possible and just get her out of the game as quick as you can, Toxic giving up that hook relatively easy. I'm not sure about the decision. Maybe he just wanted to make sure M got away scot-free. But in terms of points, giving a fresh hook isn't exactly what you want to do, but I suppose it's kind of inevitable for that second
Ooh.
fresh hook to come through at some stage. We do see a gen pop in Aisha's 4-gen. Opting to go back to the hook, I think if she tries to tunnel that Toxic here, that's going to be a bit of a misplay. She needs to find M, or maybe even try and get some injuries through, and it looks like she's going to be abandoning Toxic. I think this is the correct play. No, instead of opting to chase Toxic, this is going to be very dangerous.
Oh
Toxic taking a
my.
vault and going to be paying for it. Not waiting to use his dead hard that he presumably has. We don't know. This is amateur. Maybe he doesn't have it. But he does have Decisive Strike. Not used in a great spot. I don't think he has any resources over here. So we might be seeing a 2-tap come through onto Toxic. Because he just sort of run to an area with no resources except for his power. But he does go down pretty quickly. Decisive not getting a whole lot of value. Unless we see some insane pallet save.
Oh.
No dice. Very unfortunate for Inferno.
Yeah, and let's see the generators. I think they broke Aisha's 3-gen here. I'm not too sure about the generator at 12 there, so we'll have a look when Aisha just pans their camera to look over there, and not doing it yet. And no, they still have a pretty bad 3-gen and nodding a demonic there. Maybe a friendly banter situation. And Toxic, a pretty early pull. They're gonna get tunnel here and panic dead harding a little bit. And yeah, quite unfortunate. We'll be seeing them getting tunneled out. And with the 3-gen, or I can't really say 3-gen. Look how far those generators are from each other. Don't think Aisha can play for them.
3 gens, I think. Those aren't. That's not a 3-gen at all. I think if you're Aisha, you need to go for fresh at this point in time.
Definitely.
Oh dear, this is quite far progressed as well. I think at this point in time, you want to try and take a taste onto either Mitch or Demonic, and then maybe hope that Noed sort of activates as you're about to hit them in chase. Unless his generators aren't that far done, maybe you could kill M and then get Noed hit onto Mitch, and then slug someone else. And she does find M. If she can get this down pretty quickly, that'd be huge for Inferno. And I have a phone call. I'm very sorry, Gunther.
I will have to cover for Smonk here, and that generator is very, very close to finishing, and we see Demonic going back in to pressure the generator. Maybe they're planning something here. Demonic maybe taking the chase so that M and Mitch can probably double out a generator here, and very good fake of the pallet, greening it yet again. As we do not see Aisha entering the phase, an excellent stun from Demonic. Aisha entering the phase, trying to get this hit here. Will they be able to get this hit? And the... Oh my god, that was the balanced landing, but yet hitting Demonic through it. Pretty... Oh my god, they actually popped the last gen. I think Aisha just has to go for Demonic here to secure stages. But...
Ooh.
Oh my god, that a very well played pallet drop there. Being able to stun, buying time for his teammates to open the door at 11 there, and actually, we see Aisha trying to stop the door, and actually, no, faking, going back to Demonic, getting this down potentially, and
Very nice.
very, very nice indeed. Not slugging this, actually just taking the extra 3 stages, hoping that maybe hoping that their survivor team will be able to achieve this win condition against Inferno's Spirit. I'm not sure who, but yeah, Neverland picked the set, so it'll be pretty interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, all things considered, that's not a terrible result from our friends in Neverland. I'd say, what was this? It was 8 stage, 3 fresh, 2 kills. It's not a terrible result for Spirit. I feel like we see a lot of that sort of ballpark for Spirits, which is huge. But with that being said, we're going to be taking a short break here, and we'll be seeing you all shortly for Inferno Spirit trying to beat that 8 stage, 3 fresh win con for their team.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to potentially the last set here for today. As you know, Neverland, this is their pick, so I will be expecting a pretty decent result, and we're gonna be seeing M on the Spirit. Actually, I thought it would be probably demonic, maybe Toxic Instinct, but nevertheless, we're gonna be seeing them head into this trial with the probably the best build to play around a 4K win con here. So not too sure about this, but yeah, we're gonna be seeing M trying to look for any survivors. Neverland with a very good stealth so far, not letting M get any bit of information, and these gens are very close together actually. I just noticed, and we're gonna be seeing Cheshire not having any pallets near here and giving that very early hit. Will they be able to make it to Shack? Not too sure about that. And we'll actually double back in and a very good stun. Wow, extending this chase by just a little bit. Going back to the edge map side of a I have no idea where this is, but we're gonna be seeing M actually phasing at the edge map, getting that grab. Very well played with that phase there.
Yeah, so far fantastic plays from M. Finding Cheshire here relatively early, much earlier than in Neverland Spirit found anyone in Inferno, kind of found this off just a little bit, opting instead to try and get on the gen super early. And I'm going to be opting to probably just camp this out, I dare say. This is a disgusting set of gens, by the way. Look how close to you.
What is this?
5 gens? You have like 2 there over around like what we call 6 in OCE. And we do think that's Jake trying to stealth at edge map, but I think that's a sprint burst player, so I think M is sort of just not going to bother with it. But these gens are absolutely disgusting. M has been dealt a fantastic hand here. This is absolutely winnable, not to mention Cheshire is hooked in the middle of it, so she can just freely camp this and just chill out, kick some gens, push people off things, try and punish a trade if they try and go for a trade. And it looks like M's going to be spotting someone over by edge map, just going to be forcing the sprint burst out of Aisha, and just forcing her to go down to the further down towards the 6th side of the map.
Yeah, and just now we saw Aisha not doing anything at all, not being on gens, just running around trying to avoid the hit. But I believe they're the deliverance player, considering that they have a medkit and they're going for the first pull, eventually getting it. And we might see M here denying the Shack pallet, maybe denying even the deliverance if they play this right here. And we're seeing Cheshire go towards the hill, and that is a deliverance denied, I believe, as well. So very good start for him, especially with these incredible gens. Just look at that. What?
Yeah, you have incredible gens here. If you're M, you got to be happy with this. It's going to be just using a pop in this one, going back and trying to pick up Aisha and force them onto their first hook here if Neverland don't go for the pickup here. But I think if you're Neverland, you kind of sweating in your boots. You got 4 gens, you got Cheshire second stage in the middle of this. I think it's a 5 gen as well as Aisha. It's not looking good, and I think M's just going to pick up Aisha, phase back, maybe do a pop, and try and find the reset before they do manage to reset Cheshire, because getting a kill at 4 gens of Spirit is big money. That's what you want if you're Spirit, and honestly, and playing out of her mind, really punishing Neverland's mistakes, and she's just shown up, really. She's just doing incredible. We see an FTP coming from Owl onto Cheshire, protecting their tunnel but making Owl a bit more vulnerable as they're now broken and injured. M is going to be finding, I think this is Cheshire. I can't see any blood on the ground, but we are looking through this one. We do find Cheshire. They are healthy, so M will have to hit them twice in order to down them. But unfortunately, Cheshire not really reading that, and a great phase from M will result in an injury on Cheshire. And I think in about probably 5 seconds, we're going to be seeing Cheshire be killed.
Yeah, and yet again, M mechanically very good on the Spirit here, getting that death at 4 generators with that absolutely bonkers setup. Just look at that. There's just I can't even see how many gens there are. Just maybe the whole map of generators. Like, damn, just any hook there, and yeah, she will just be set for the rest of the game. And going over to the I can't really tell which side of the map this is, but spotting out, I believe, Wiz here on the Ash, a very interesting survivor, especially against the Spirit, but who knows, and running into an active generator that's about to finish here. Not the place you would want to run, my friend.
Yeah, I think Ash Williams, one of the loudest male survivors in the game, not really who you want to be playing if you're facing a Spirit, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe you want an Ada on the team. I don't think we saw an Ada. I think maybe Ada would have been much better play, but maybe you're just an Ash Williams fan, you know, you just enjoy Ash Williams. And Wiz opting to go down in the corner of the map here. As far away from the generators as possible, which is huge, you know, that's what you want if you're Neverland. You want your downs to be away from this disgusting gen spread that M has been gifted by the entity. M also recognizes that she needs to try and pull him a little bit closer, again, hooking sort of like mid-6, I believe this is called. And then phasing back to her gens, but I think at this point in time, you're still at 4 gens. You have, I think, Aisha on second stage, Wiz on their first hook at the bottom of the map, and then Al injured somewhere. I think this is probably going to be an Inferno win. If you 3v1 at 4 gens, it just ain't it, Gunther. I don't think I've seen many teams come back from this. And this pop has gotta hurt. I'm gonna be honest, that sucks, buddy. And yeah, I'm going to be taking the chase onto Aisha. Aisha actually doing a pretty good job of...
Oh my god.
Very cheeky mind game from Aisha. Well played, mate. But M, not too phased, just going to be committing to Aisha. No, actually going back down to the hook. As you know, there's 2 injured people down here. Now, Al could have we all make it, and this could be a pretty quick heal onto Wiz. But I don't know. I think this might just end up in one of them dead. Ooh, not quite. I'm very unlucky.
Oh my, and we see Ash there with the little puppet as his hand. Maybe gonna give him a bit of luck facing the Spirit there, but no. The puppet not even bothering to help, and yeah, Wiz going down, I believe, in the 5 gen as well. So this is looking like a maybe even a 4K4. Not this kind of stuff you would want if you were in Neverland here.
No, it's looking very dire for Neverland. I don't think there's much of a chance of a comeback. I think at this stage, you're just trying to get as many gens done as you can. Try and put up a good result. Try and put in some good chases, because unless M royally screws up, I don't think I see Inferno winning this set. Sorry, losing the set. Inferno are going to win this set. My apologies, I got the round back to front. But, yeah, Emma can just kick these gens, sit here. She's got 2 hard progress gens next to the hook, and this is what I mean when I'm talking about dying in the correct spot. A lot of amateur teams, they need to learn to die in the right spots, because a lot of the time when I am casting or recording amateur games, I notice that they just die in terrible spots like this, where you got someone hooked next to 2 highly progressed gens, and it basically just kills any momentum you have. Like, even if this was not in the situation it's in, where it's basically already over, you're in a situation where it's like, if this was at the start of the game, 5 gens, he's the 2 most stunned gens, that's game ending, you know? Like, that can basically just kill your game and take what could have been, you know, maybe an 8 stage, a few stages out the door, all the way down to a 4K1 or even a 4K2 if you play poorly. And I think Neverland learning a valuable lesson here, as we see a 1v2 at 3 gens as M and Aisha lock eyes from across the map.
Yeah, and with a 8-stage win condition, I believe. No, actually 9-stage win condition, with 2 people left at 3 generators. This is just hopeless for Neverland unless something happens. Maybe they just do a hat escape. Maybe they play for a bleed out. But yeah, this is looking pretty dire for them, as Aisha here in chase next to the one of the higher progress generators on the map here. And wait, we actually see M losing track of Aisha. Maybe that was a Dance With Me Lithe combo, which is yeah, actually pretty crucial for Neverland here if they would want to have even a like tiny bit of chance to potentially clutch this out. But yeah, it is not looking like that will happen.
Yeah, I think the chances of Neverland winning this are slim to none, honestly. At this point, I think you just take a chase, trying to put on a good show, and see what you can do. Like, all these gens are erupted, so if you take a chase with someone, they go down. Well, most of the gens are erupted, I should say. Take a chase with someone, they go down, then M just sees the aura of whoever was working the gen, and she does find Owl here. And I think she'll probably just be committing to Owl, getting the down, and then trying to find Aisha or just playing the hatch. A very nice read from M. That was impeccable phasing, honestly. Very impressive mechanical skill here coming out from M on the Spirit, showing that she's really well practiced and well versed in the Spirit. And we do see Shaq being dropped incredibly late into the game. I'm going to be real. I think that probably should have been one of the first things to drop an oh no, a medium
the
from
eruption.
Do we see Aisha? We do see Aisha teabagging over there on the other side of the map. Yep, there they are. And I think is just going to be hooking over there. And I dare say this will probably be an Inferno win, Gunther.
Yeah, and Aisha there probably knowing that this is it's kind of hopeless, so they're just having a little bit of friendly banter between these teams of Neverland and Inferno here, and M going to be securing this 4K at 3 unless they're gonna do some weird hatch play, maybe run M for around. I kind of forgot how long the stages last, so maybe like a
2 minutes.
minute to just be able to let go and die on the hook there, but giving a very early hit. And as you know, if you're injured, you are basically dead against the Spirit. And there we see M, very good tracking in the phase so far. And yeah, this is going to be a 4K at 3 generators. Probably pretty bad for Neverland's morale, but I wouldn't beat myself up too much over this, as you know, we have I think the next set is Deathslinger on the Wrecker's Yard.
Is
So,
it Deliverance as well? Do we see
uh,
Deli, or is that all about the Deli into hatch?
I have no idea what is happening. I'm gonna be completely honest, and
No, she it's okay. Okay.
yeah, this is pretty rough. I'm just gonna be completely honest for Neverland, and yeah, we will be going into the tiebreaker set of Deathslinger, where we're gonna be seeing, I believe, Demonic Freak, a very well-rounded player with lots of hours on the games, and yeah, we're going to be seeing him put on a show for us, maybe getting a good win condition for his survivor team over at Inferno. And yeah, we will be seeing all of that after a very quick break.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the final set, hopefully, for Inferno versus Neverland, unless, of course, there's a tie. We're going to be going to the Deathslinger set. Now, we did see Neverland take Inferno's pick and Inferno take Neverland's pick, so we've had a bit of a back and forth here, but I think we will be seeing the decider here with Deathslinger, and as you see, Demonic Freak loading in onto the Deathslinger with a pretty standard build. Pain Razor Eruption actually is rather interesting on Slinger and not Pop, which I think is very bizarre and an odd choice. What do you think about that one, Gunther?
I played a bit of Slinger. I've scrimmed with him. Oh, wow, that was a very nice hit. And M1 actually, so Wiz might be just dead here. But yeah, as I was saying, Eruption's a pretty weird pick, I'm not gonna lie. This is a normal build. What excellent shot from Demonic there, nonetheless. But yeah, as I was saying, this is a normal build, except Eruption. I've not really seen that perk on a Slinger at all, but I feel like he's planning to maybe play a bit of aggressive, you know, hook in his 3-gen with that, you know, agitation pick. And yeah, maybe he like is trying to do something no one has ever done before. So yeah, bit of respect with that I guess unorthodox perk pick.
Yeah, I do. Most often you would probably see Pop goes the Weasel and plays Eruption. I'm not really quite sure what the plan is with Eruption, but I'm excited to see what he has planned with this Eruption. Worth noting that he opted to hook was not in the basement. He went for a Pain Raise just outside. I would have gone basement if that was me, just because I didn't think a Neverland would be on gens that quickly. And I think basement is a much more powerful position to be in. But that being said, this is Slinger, so having a hook this open in a Pain Raise amongst what looks like another
Look at
disgusting
these
5-gen.
gens.
Yeah, another just very disgusting gen. Jake has spawned in front of Demonic. What an interesting choice. And we're going to be seeing some Cigar value. For those of you who don't know, Cigar greatly reduces the fatigue time from a chain break, as we just saw there. And I think that's a bit of a free tag just given to Demonic on a silver platter. I don't know if that was wise, but that being said, that's... oh no, that actually hit
no.
Jake on the hook, which means no tag. And I think Demonic's just going to try and hold Aisha... Sorry, Wiz on this hook for as long as possible. Maybe wait out the BT? No, not quite. Maybe just a couple seconds off. Demonic going to be trying to get this tunnel out as soon as possible. That little snag from Owl really hurt Demonic here. But a very nice shot of Demonic.
God.
Fantastic read. But I don't think he gets that hit anyway. And I think Wiz is just going to opt to just die top.
Yeah, not the best position to die, as you know, you're still in the crazy 5-gen that Demonic has back to back with M just now, who played Spirit and got a pretty good result, which is a 4K, I think 3. Not too sure about that, but yeah, we're gonna be seeing Demonic going to the one side of the map. No, actually, opting to maybe patrol Shack, maybe try to apply Eruption to it, just holding his 5-gen with Eruption here. So he has proven that it actually is a decent pick for Deathslinger, and the FTP coming in from Aisha onto Wiz. Will Wiz be able to stealth this out? If not, then I think they're gonna be just dead here in the little, not really spread, I can't say that, little setup of generators. And I think Demonic there wanted to go for a cigar, but being a little bit indecisive, zoning Wiz back into the his gens, and then another excellent shot. He has just been proving that he's or he should be feared as a slinger main here in the DeadbyOCE community.
Yeah, Demonic really popping off on the slinger today. I also think there's a couple misplays from Neverlands, and Wiz doesn't seem to be reading his shots. I'm not really expecting, I suppose, Demonic to really go for these quick shots. I think maybe Wiz is expecting Demonic to sort of lead his shots a bit more, telegraph it a bit more, and try and zone him. But Demonic's just aiming and just shooting as fast as possible, and I think it's catching Neverland off guard. I don't think I've seen Demonic miss yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course, Gunther, but that's going to be death at 3, and Demonic still has a lot of fantastic gens to work on. You cannot kick a gen that has 0 progress. I'm very sorry, Demonic. But, honestly, I haven't seen a lot of value with Eruption. I still think Pop would have been a much better decision, and a very good patience with Demonic. Very well played. Going to be seeing a tag onto Owl, and I dare say very quickly this will probably be Owl's death. But Demonic opting not to reload, actually, just going to be walking down the 110 Warlord, going to be, yeah, just downing Owl here, maybe, just going for a little bit of a jog around this pile of trash here. No head-on, unfortunately, unlucky Owl, but that will see the second Painter's coming through on the side of Inferno.
Yeah, right in the middle of gens. And yeah, now that he pointed out, actually, Demonic has not missed a single shot that he went for this game. If we remember correctly, of course. I mean, you viewers can probably put in the comments if you guys saw if he missed anything, but in our eyes, he's just been hitting those shots and coming back to this generator to apply the Eruption yet again. So yeah, Eruption might actually be a good perk after all, to maybe fill up a spot if you maybe have a tough win condition, like you need to have a lot of gens up. So you can maybe just bring that instead of something like Noed. So yeah, Demonic just taking it easy, sitting at the hook. And oh, we see Aisha there. Oh, that is the first miss of the game, actually. Wow. And oh, this is not good.
No, we're going to be getting a shot onto Cheshire, and I think Demonic doing something very cheeky and is just waiting for Cheshire to score them. Oh no, kind of bipped it a little bit, and going to be getting the ball onto Owl just before he hit second. Unlucky Demonic. I could see what he was going for. He's trying to hold Cheshire onto the chain for as long as possible, just to force Owl to go second, but unfortunately, Cheshire barely getting that save as Demonic went for a swing instead. And
oh my god,
oh no,
this
Owl,
guy.
you gotta look behind you, mate. Oh dear. Well played on Demonic, so we see the Eruption going off in the background. Oh, once again, I don't think Eruption's getting a whole lot of value, but oh, that being said, you know, it's blown up on a gen. You know someone's over. They could probably go chase him because you know that person over there's injured. Demonic seems to be cracked on a crack shot a bit tonight, so you might be pretty confident just sort of leave Owl here, maybe reapply Eruption, or even just get it down onto Aisha, who I believe is lurking over by the jungle gym. But I think if you want to go for a save onto Owl here, you need to reset each other because you can't do an injured against a Slinger. Hell no. No way in hell. But I think at this stage, it's looking at best of 4K1, Gunther.
Yeah. Especially in a look at this generator setup. 4.4 though, so probably cannot patrol over the generator at the one side of the map there. Is it the one side? Yes, it is the one side of the map. But yeah, Demonic here just... he can just do whatever he wants, I'm gonna be completely honest. 2 injured, 1 on the hook, second stage, nearing death, and actually there's 2 people here. So probably a bit of a miscommunication and another shot onto Cheshire. Demonic has just been showing that he has very deadly aim and has a very, very good read on everyone. Just going for those pop shots, hitting them, and only so far missing 1 of them. And gonna be trying to go for another one, but I think he's opted to play it a bit safe, and there's the second missed shot so far this game. So yeah, this guy has just been going crazy on the Deathslinger.
Yeah, Demonic has shown that he's pretty accurate on this thing. He's very well versed on it. There's going to be a 4K too for Inferno, which is a fantastic win gun you want to set for your team, and it's going to make Neverland's Killer going to have to aim for a 4K 3, which on Slinger, very difficult. Like, you got to pray that Inferno makes some sort of mistake or some colossal failure in some regard if you want to get a 4K 3 on Slinger.
Yeah.
Unless you see Cheshire bleed out here, I really hope that's not the case, because this chase is going on for quite a while, and it's taking it very far away from the slug. But Demonic getting that shot, I don't know how that Volt went through, but I think there's going to be a down onto Aisha anyway.
Oh, wait.
No, Demonic not quite swinging, unfortunately, and just going to be taking the chain break. Breaking the pallet instead, but I dare say with one well-placed Redeemer shot, this will spell the end for Jake Park here. Any moment now, I believe in you, Demonic, but Aisha doing a really good job so far, but ultimately, it's the end of the game. It doesn't really matter a whole lot, and I think Demonic and Jake just having a grand old time together.
Yeah, a bit
emotional bond.
Yeah, a bit of an emotional bond. Maybe this is their first time meeting, and they want to become great friends. And I actually forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah, solidifying the 4K2 result. And oh right, Cheshire is actually a fresh hook. So if Demonic lets Cheshire bleed here, that's a 3-point loss. So the win condition for who is it? Neverland will drop to a 4K at 1. So yeah, if you were Demonic, I probably won't let that happen. And as I say that, he does find Cheshire. So yeah, he's just solidifying the 4K at 2. A very, very impressive result on the Deathslinger.
Yeah, incredible plays from Demonic, Inferno's Killer here, and Neverland, they put up a good fight, but I think the Deathslinger's going to have to put up an even braver fight if they want any chance of achieving their 4K3 win con. There is a chance that they could go for a 4K2 tie con, which is possible, which does mean that both teams will have to replay the Deathslinger set, so we'll get double the dosage of Deathslinger tonight. Isn't that fun to say? But with that being said, we're going to be taking a short break as the survivors float up into the sky ever so gracefully. But we'll be seeing Neverland's Killer. I don't know who's playing Slinger for Neverland. Do you know, Gunther?
I've heard word before. I think it is Wiz, our Cenobite player, actually. So it's gonna be pretty interesting.
Sweet as. All right. Well, with that being said, we're going to be taking a short break, and we will see you all soon for what could potentially be the final set of the series.
All right, welcome back to potentially the last match for today. As I think a win condition of 4K at 3, a tie condition of 4K at 2 is gonna be pretty hard to achieve here. With our friend here, I'll just say a shortened version, Wiz on the Deathslinger with a, I think this is a more normal stock standard build. For Deathslinger, we see a Pain Resonance pop, sloppy and corrupt. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting in seeing how Wiz is gonna be playing this out here. As you know, look at these gens. It's not too good for Wiz, considering that it is a 4K at 2 tie. But yeah, we're gonna have to see what Wiz brings to us now today.
I think if you're Wiz, you can't really afford to camp too much. Because if you spend too much time camping, you're going to lose your gens. And if you're going to be playing for that win con, you need to roam super heavy, have really quick changes, rely on your pain resist, get your pops off, and just play a super roam heavy game, very aggressive player style, maybe a little bit of slugging sprinkled here and there with your downs. But it's going to be fun his first chase here, I think. I can't quite tell who this is yet. But it looks like he's being a bit indecisive, doesn't really want to commit to anything too concrete yet. He's going to just be roaming in between his gens, maybe trying to find a weaker target that isn't next to a strong loop like Shack. He finds one here at this rock loop, which Deathslinger can shoot over, so if he's on the mark, he might actually be able to get a pretty quick injury here onto Noob 6. But that remains to be seen yet, as Noob 6 gets a very cheeky stun from the Iron Ripley. Very well played, my friend, but I think this will, regardless, be an injury, and cigar value, once again, that fatigue from the broken chain going to be reduced significantly by, I believe, like it's like 2 seconds or something insane. But with that being said, going to continue the chase onto Noob 6, trying to get a quick shot, but not quite, unfortunately. And we did see the first gen
gen
pop.
already.
That was very quick from Inferno, but they were very ambitious shots from Wiz in
Oh,
this chase against Noob 6. Very good effort, my friend, but he's going to be having to be a bit more patient than that, maybe slow it down a bit, be a bit more patient, try and zone him away from these stronger loops, because this is not a loop you want to have a gamer out at as Deathslinger. It's incredibly strong, and it requires pretty good
oh
accuracy, but a
my.
stun as Noob 6 wraps around to the power side and gets a very good stun to Wiz, and I think maybe this is a bit of overcommitting here. I think you need to try and maybe push away, drop chase, but you can't be on this chase for too long. You need to get it down
Oh.
right now, and it certainly helps as the survivor jumps into your loving arms. Isn't that right, Gunther?
Yeah, as a Deathslinger, I mean, I don't really blame the survivors as you're kind of prone to panicking, as you know. I mean, you probably would be panicking. There's a guy with a gun chasing you, and yeah, we do see Wiz getting the pain resonance off, but it is not this generator, so they probably are working another gen, maybe more far away from Wiz. Probably not the thing you would want. I'd say, I don't know about this. You can't really go back to tunnel, and I actually don't know who that is. Maybe Demonic trying to get Wiz's attention, maybe going for a little bit of a chase here, as you know. I actually have no idea what is happening, but Wiz going back to, I think that is Mitch, the person who just FTP'd Noob 6. And yeah, it is, and well, actually wait, Mitch, very good patience, waiting everything out, also predicting where Wiz is gonna aim, and look at that, very, very good pathing from Mitch, and Wiz barely missing that shot, unfortunately, onto Mitch, and Mitch, I think he'll be able to make it to the shacks. And we see an excellent snipe, but somehow Mitch ends up dropping that pallet, so quite unfortunate that Wiz does not get the down. And we see another generator popping. This is not a good situation for Wiz to be in.
No, if you're Wiz, you need a 4K
Oh
right
my.
now. And oh, a very cheeky play from Demonic. Well played, my friend. And I think Demonic, I think he just wants to get chased. He's here to play. He knows
Yeah.
that. All right, I think we can win this Inferno. We're pretty confident. I think he just wants to get chased. He wants to show off a bit, be a bit cheeky. But Wiz not really falling for the bait. Wants to commit to Mitch here. I think this is Mitch anyway. Trying to punish the FTP because it was a free injury. Ultimately, that didn't come to fruition, unfortunately. But that's okay because you do have an injured survivor who's also deep wounded, which will make the chasing a little bit harder because, as you know, when you're deep wounded, your screen is pretty dark. It's kind of a pain in the ass to chase. And oh dear, Wiz, you need a bit more patience. And there goes the win con, unfortunately. All Wiz can play for now is the Tycon. And he needs to get a 4K basically right now. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen unless Inferno make a monumental mistake. Wiz is really trying his hardest, so trying to get that quick down to Mitch, but he's just not quite being patient enough. He's just going for these quick shots like Demonic, but Inferno is reading into that and successfully dodging his snipes. He needs to play a bit more safe, a little bit more careful, and try and zone them, use his spear gun to zone them away from stronger loops and put them in unfavorable positions. When I'm playing Sling, it's something I'm guilty of as well. Oh, nice try, Wiz. Something I'm guilty of as well, where I want to go for the juicy shots, the long-range snipes, you know, I want to get a bit too greedy, and it ends up costing me the game because I'm a bit of an idiot. But that's okay. Wiz is trying his hardest, and this is a really strong tie. Yeah, coming a very nice knock from Mitch. Mitch is popping off, honestly. We see another gen pop in the distance, and that's unfortunately going to be the win for Inferno. They will be taking the series 2-1, but we still have a fantastic nice play out here as Mitch still showing off. Wiz, nearly, mate. A little bit more accuracy on your end.
Yeah, quite unfortunate for Wiz. Probably the nerves getting to them at the mid game there, as you know, there was a bunch of generators popping, and yeah, we're on the last generator with one stage only, and we're just chasing after Mitch, who is popping off, showing very, very good survivor mechanics here, and Demonic taking his attention here, and actually we see a bit of a banter yet again from Wiz and Demonic. Probably not too happy that Demonic just was causing a bit of a ruckus at this shack, and yeah, there we see the final generator popping. This is just looking rough for Wiz.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate for Wiz. I'm not really quite able to end his chases quick enough to get his pain reses. They dragged on for too long, as well as, you know, in fantastic plays in Inferno and the Survivor, and really showing that they practiced the Deathslinger set quite a bit, and they know how to play against the Deathslinger in chase, which is fantastic for them. But looks like Wiz has actually lost the person that we're chasing here, which is unfortunate. I think they probably just ran away to the gate, which is unfortunate. And I think that will be ending the Deathslinger set with only one hook on the side of Neverland, unless they get a
Yeah.
crazy snipe right now and secure a kill. But really unfortunate result for Wiz as
Oh
well played.
my. That's
A
not good.
cheeky shot onto Noob6, but no Ed. So they're just going to be able to walk through the door for free, unfortunately. And I dare say Mitch is probably in the map somewhere getting a hatch or at the other door, because I think Wiz was chasing at the door. But with that being said, we're going to be closing out the match here. The series will be going 2-1 in favor of Inferno. But with that being said, shout out to Neverland for securing their first set win on the Cenobite set. They played fantastically in there, and it was a joy to watch them secure their first win in DBDOCE. So shout out to them. They played fantastically that set, and I hope they continue to improve, Gunther.
Yeah, and it actually was pretty. I don't know how to explain. It was pretty fun, I guess, seeing them. They improve along the way, and they actually played well enough to secure that first set win. So that probably is a, I guess, big achievement for them. As I think they're just a small group of friends who just came along and just wanted to join competitive DBD.
Yeah, they did fantastically, and really good on them for securing the first set one. It's got to be a huge morale booster. Shout out to them. They tried to win, they came to win, and they won. So yeah, once again, very well done to Neverland. I hope they continue to win more in the future and continue to strive to become better players in competitive Dead by Daylight, because I think a few of them got what it takes. But with that being said, we're going to be closing out the games here. Thank you all so much for coming. I appreciate everyone who came, stop by, watch the videos tonight, watch some fantastic amateur league in DeadbyOCE. With that being said, I will bid you all a good night and a good morrow.